It's Monday, July 6th. Project Put a Race Together episode. I think this is 7. Pretty sure this is 7. So I just had a failed swim. So we drove to the pool, and then the one downside of having an outdoor pool in Florida is it's sunny outside, like it's a beautiful day. But apparently they saw lightning, or there's lightning within 3 miles. So they closed the pool for 30 minutes. But I have this little call thing with TheFeed at 12:15. Again, I don't really know if it's anything special. It's probably gonna be like, hey, here's this code and you can use for no real benefit to you, for just us. This is kind of how I look at that type of stuff. But that's at 12:15. It's 11 o'clock. So I would have had just enough time to do the swimming and come home for that. But I can't wait 30 minutes and then start the swim because I'm not gonna have time. So I came home. Luckily I don't work today, and then I just am gonna go to the gym, do a little full body. It's like a lower strength day, and then I'm gonna do some upper body stuff. So essentially full body. But I'm gonna come home. I did come home. I'm gonna do laundry. I'm gonna try to edit the reel. I'm gonna do the daily doodle. I'm gonna rinse off really quick, just shower, because even though I haven't really done anything today, I still wanna be clean. Feel clean, I think, especially going into that call. Good mindset. And then once that call's over, then I will go to the pool. But I guess I'll do a mini little day in the life for today. So that'll be the plan. So laundry, well, rinse it. Actually, no, laundry, put it in the washer, rinse myself, try to do the daily doodle, probably edit reel, then daily doodle, and then, mess with this wheel and tire setup, because I ordered a 11-speed drivetrain thing for this wheel, and then a new tire, and then try to mess with that, but I'll probably end up bringing it to the bike shop anyway so they can tighten down the cassette thing. Try to figure out how to actually remove the tire from a carbon wheel, because it's freaking hard. But in a situation like this, like, I'm just gonna try to figure it out, or just like, I know how to do it, but what's the proper, I'm gonna watch a video, like, because it's just harder than a normal wheel. It's just hard. So I'm gonna try to figure that out, and then if I can do all that before 12:15, awesome. If not, whatever, and then I'm gonna go swim. The call's 12:15 to 12:45. So yeah, but hopefully the pool's not gonna be freaking closed again. So let's do all those things, because the longer I talk, the less time we have. Also, a very important thing to note, I have my shorts on, but I got my Speedo on underneath. I'm dying to take this thing off. I also wanted to mention that. I don't like wearing it. It's not comfortable at all. But we're gonna rip this thing off, and then we're gonna get going. We're in the laundry room. Here's another thing I think is dumb, is we have to pay $1.50 in quarters every time we do laundry. At the place I used to live at, Tide Pod, snack for later actually. The place I used to live at, we didn't have to pay for laundry. It was just free. I feel like you're already paying an absurd amount of money in rent. I just feel like it's like, ignorant isn't totally the right word, but it's just freaking annoying to be like, yeah, pay $1 every time you want to do fucking laundry. Especially in quarters. If you're gonna do it like that, at least make it where it's 2026, put a little card thing on there. No one has change nowadays. Honestly, I think it's a cheap ass move, but maybe I'm being the true cheap ass. But you know what? I think paying fucking $1.50 every time, that's just wackaroni, man. We just showered. I just wrapped up.
I'm excited. It's a long run. Today we're on the
edited and posted the reel. You know what's BS? So it has 75 views already, but only 2 likes. So unless 75 people watched it, or watched however long and was like, yeah, this video sucks, then whatever. But I guarantee you, at least some of you guys watched that and were like, huh, fuck with it. Give it a like. Give it a like. It's free. But whatever. So I did that. It's 12 o'clock. Time always flies by. A little ambitious with what you can get done in an hour. But also, I wrapped up an order this morning before I went to the pool for the first time. Shout out to Blake McCarthy. Met him at my first Ironman. Dude's a dog. Multiple Ironmans, did a 100-mile race in med school, or maybe I don't know if he's in med school yet, but either way, he's in school. But he's a dog, so shout out to him for buying a shirt. But I'm gonna try to do the daily doodle right now in the next 15 minutes, or at least get the the words down, and then I could do the doodle part later or something. But once that call's done, I'm gonna head right to the pool. That's the plan. Bang! Hey, look, you're facing me when I'm facing away. A call that hopefully, hey, now you can see the screen. Hopefully it's not BS. Oh yes, $1 million per week? Absolutely. It's on my lower end of the budget, but sure, that'll work out perfectly fine. It was a pleasure talking to you. Have a great rest of your day. I just finished that call. The feed call. Actually, it was... Who is this guy? I'm not sure who that is. But I just finished that call. It was actually, it's cooler than I thought it was. I thought it was just gonna be like, here's this. Oh, it's the fucking mail guy. Shout out to him. I'm distracted. I'm staring at him again. I'm distracted. It's actually a cooler little opportunity than I thought. So there is room to move up, but essentially it's like every month you'll get X amount of money to spend on the site, and then you just make content around that. You're just required to make one post per month around the stuff you get. So how can you incorporate fueling within your story, within your posts? I think I could do that pretty easily, or even if I just make a separate post for like, this is what I got this month. So yeah, I think that's a really cool opportunity, and then it's kind of not even timeline. It's not limited as long as you keep up with what you're supposed to do. So that's cool. I'll get a little code, and then long term there's opportunity to move up. So that's cool. So I'm happy about that. But it's now 12:48, so I'm gonna head to the pool. I got the daily doodle, so it's very simple. It's just nobody can show up for you. The other one that I was debating between was that one, and then void of pressure, there is no drive. Too much pressure, there is no drive. Maybe I'll do that one for tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure on it. Maybe I'll change up the wording or something. That's why I didn't want to do it today. But void of pressure, there's no drive. Too much pressure, there is no drive. Charging a freaking arm and a leg just to do some darn laundry, bud. A freaking arm and a leg, bud. Holy cow, bud. Alright, pool's open. Let's get this swim done. Alright, as you can see, the weather is terrible out here, but they're closing the pool. Luckily for me, I finished my swim just in time, so I don't give a shit. But that's the one downside of an outdoor pool in Florida. Weather. But it's literally beautiful outside, and they're closing the pool. We're in the car post-swim, like I said. Beautiful day, but the pool's closed. Doesn't matter because it's done. And the swim, so we did a 400 warm-up, then a 4x100 descending, which means you get faster each 100. And then we did 2 rounds through 8x50, 25 fast, 25 smooth, and then a 200 pole, only buoy, and then we did that twice. And that was a swim. It's pretty quick, pretty short, pretty quick, pretty straightforward. I say short, it was 2,000 yards total, just over 2,000 yards. Short because used to doing over 3,000. That said, 2,000, still a good little distance. It's over a mile. But like I said, I'm taking in these shorter workouts. That said, we are a week out of that triathlon. So we're like quote unquote tapering, but it's not anything. It's not like a crazy taper or anything. But yeah, good swim. Average speed or pace 126 per 100. Strava said 125, so yeah, I'll take a second faster. But yeah, I'll take Strava if it's faster, but if it's slower, then it's totally wrong, of course. But now we're headed to the gym. I'm gonna do strength, lower, and then I'll end it with some upper body stuff. The reason I didn't want to do the gym first, obviously I had that meeting with TheFeed, but I want to kind of crank out an upper body workout. I've been feeling small lately, and I don't like that. But I wanted to get the swim done because I don't want to carry fatigue into the swim. So get the swim done. Now that that's done, I can focus on just ripping shit in the water or in the gym, because I won't swim again until Wednesday. I think it might be different this week just because of the triathlon this coming weekend. But typically Wednesday I can look, but I'm not gonna. So let's head to the gym. But on the way there, we're gonna stop at the post office, drop off that shirt. Again, shout out to Blake, the dog. Drop off the shirt and then get to the gym. All right, we just got out of the gym. The workouts are said and done with for today. Actually met a buddy, or just saw a buddy in the gym, so then I worked out with him, and then moved a little bit slower than I would typically do, but I think that's okay. Something I've been trying to work on is inviting more people into my life in a friendly manner, because that's not something I've really ever been good at in my life. So trying to do that because it just makes you feel better, and it's just a better way to live life, not being alone all the time. So I've been doing that slowly. Today obviously I didn't plan to do that, but it was like, you want to work out together? And we did, so it was good. Now I'm gonna head home and eat though. I have not eaten a solid meal today, and it's 4:51. So let's do that. The most dangerous part of today is gonna be driving home in this Tampa traffic in peak rush hour, just about. So let's get home, keep this thing on 4 wheels, and then let's get eating. So I responded to my coach, put my laundry away, finished the daily Doodle, and then I cooked. So I got a pound of beef, rice, green beans, sauerkraut, and then hot sauce. I just listened to this thing. I was listening to some stuff from Jordan Peterson. This is other video. I'm mentally digesting everything right now. I'm not ready to talk about it, but mentally I'm digesting it all and thinking about it. Good thing to listen to. Check it out. So I got an 11-speed cassette, Shimano CSR7000, or not cassette, drivetrain. I don't know. It's the same one that's on the bike now. This is just a new one that I bought for this specific wheel. So now I don't have to go to the bike shop to get it swapped back and forth. I can just bring it there one time, have them put it on there, and be good to go. And then I got a new tire, Continental GP5000, which is what is on here already. It's just really old. So I replaced the front tire. That one was really old. This one, Amazon. It's kind of cool because I literally ordered it last night, and now it's here today. So it's a cool thing. So I'm going to mess around. I'm just going to kind of put this on, but I can't fully tighten it because I don't have the tool. I can just kind of hand tighten it. I'm going to mess around with this tire and getting it off, getting this new tire on, and see if I can do it without popping the tube, because I need to figure out how to do this for myself so I don't have to pay someone to do it every single time I get a flat tire. Because I want to bring like a flat tire or a spare tube with me when I go on rides, so I avoid what happened last time. But I need to know how to do it, so let's work on that. So it turns out it's pretty easy. Got the tube and tire all off. I think it's just easier on this disc wheel, whereas on these rims, I think these rims might be a little bit deeper. Maybe that's why these are harder. Same with my Cervelo. Maybe those rims were deeper. This one wasn't really that bad. Maybe it's also because the tire's old and more like easier to manipulate, whereas with these are new tires. So we'll see how it is putting the new tire on. But I tried to save the tube. I don't think I popped it or like didn't mess it up. I'm gonna fill it up with air and make sure I didn't pop it. That said, to fill up a disc wheel, you need a special adapter to actually put the pump on there. I don't have that. So I think regardless, I'm not gonna be able to, I'll be able to put it all together, but I won't be able to put air in it, which kind of blows. All right, I did it. I did it, but at what cost? Youch. Fucking ripped my thumbnail off. Damn near. But I got it on there. I can't pump it up because you need a special adapter to actually put the thing in there, the nozzle on there. So I need to get that. But I have it on there. It just needs air. Now I'm gonna just test fit the gears onto this. All right, pizza wheel's done. Disc wheel, flat tire, new drivetrain, whatever you call it, is on. 11-speed Shimano CR7000. So that's good. I'm gonna go. I have all these packages now. I need to throw that trash away, and the old tire. I need to throw that away, and then I'm gonna go on a walk. I'm not gonna bring my phone. I'm not gonna bring anything. I'm just gonna go on a walk. I need some time to think. But I want to end this YouTube video off with like a nice little, some sort of valuable, hopefully talking portion. So hopefully I will come back from that walk with that. All right, I'm back. I had to re-put together my thoughts there. I'm pretty tired. Also just kind of feel like I literally had a thought and just went to nowhere. But I'm back. Okay. Part of that Manchild thing too was you're living in this world of thinking everything's temporary, and that's part of what I mean by saying you were living in this idea of your potential to where you're like, oh, if I go down this, oh, of course I'll be great at it. But you're living in this, again, idea of it, and you're and where you're currently at, which is not in that great thing you think you could achieve. It's just something temporary. So you're thinking that everything is temporary, in a sense that this is temporary because I'm if I go down this one, I'll be wildly successful and be fine. So this job that I'm at is temporary. This relationship I'm in is temporary. This apartment I'm in is, I'm gonna make it a mess and leave it a mess because it's just temporary. I'm not actually like, this isn't really where I'm at. And I guess too, with that comes that sense of freedom, and not wanting to take responsibility over anything. So that's again with the temporary thing of like, this stuff's all a mess because it's temporary, so I'm not going to take responsibility to keep it clean. I'm not going to take responsibility to do my best in this job because it's just temporary. So I think for me, the one that rings true the most is probably with the job. Obviously, everything is temporary, right? Everything in life is temporary. Your life is temporary. You don't live forever. But temporary in the sense that it's just not going to last forever, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't take care of it. You shouldn't care for it. So I think about me living in this apartment is I'm like, oh, it's temporary, but I don't know how long temporary is, so I'm going to take care of it because I exist and I live here. And I respect myself enough to keep my living environment clean. But I think the one that rang true the most was the job, because I'm working this serving job, and in my head I'm like, it is temporary. Like, I'm not going to be there forever. So I don't really, like, I go there, I do my job, I do a good job. In fact, I'm one of the better workers there. And I think if you asked anyone, they'd probably agree with that. But I also don't strive to excel in that job. I'm not looking to go above and beyond at that job, because I try to go above and beyond in the social media and my training and put a lot of my energy into that, not into this job. The whole idea and intention behind me taking that job was to have a job that I didn't really have to give a shit about. Because when I was at my old job, the landscape architect job, I didn't like it, but I still cared enough to do a good job, and it did take, obviously it takes a lot of time. You're there from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 5 days a week, so there's that chunk of time, but it also takes took a lot of a mental toll of, you have to be creative. I love being creative. Creative is a really fun thing to do, but that job requires you to be creative, which so does social media and so does making content. You have to be creative, and I would just find myself getting very drained from that job if I want to pursue social media and put a lot of my efforts into that. So yeah. So that was the one that was kind of like, ooh, is that true? Like, is that me? But no. And also, I think that I'm doing myself a huge disservice by thinking that's true and thinking that was me, because I am trying. I try every single day. I take responsibility over myself, and I guess I really have full responsibility over myself. There's nothing I rely on for my parents anymore because I'm 26 years old, so I'm off my dad's insurance. So now there's nothing I rely on them for. I pay every single one of my bills. I pay my bill or my student loans, pay my rent, my phone bill, my car bill, or my car insurance. Whatever other bills I pay them all. My Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi, everything. So that's like that another level of responsibility. Like, yeah, I am a responsible human being, a responsible young man, not man-child. So no, I think I'm doing myself a disservice and not crediting myself enough for what I am doing. I'm providing for myself. I go to work, I make my money, and I try to chase the social media and I'm trying to chase performance and to be better, and to be a better human being. And that's why I like psychology and in the daily doodle and thinking that way and trying to be like introspective and self-reflective and try to learn about myself. I think a really faster, more efficient way to learn about myself would be to go to therapy. Um, but that requires money. And I think if I didn't have a coach, I would probably pay for therapy because I think I probably would learn a lot about myself in a much more condensed amount of time. That would be much more efficient. But I have a coach, so I'm not going to pay for both. So there's that. But yeah. Hopefully that was a good. Hopefully there's something that you can pull out from that thought dump. All right, so that was this mini little day in the life. I am going to shower, eat, and go to bed. And wake up tomorrow and do it all over again. Tomorrow we have a brick workout, a bike run brick, so I'm excited about that. The rest, as this week goes on, the workouts will get smaller and smaller going into Sunday's race. So like a mini taper, not an aggressive taper, but a mini little taper. But yeah, hopefully if you watched this far, you're awesome. Thank you. We're making progress. We're taking steps day by day, trying to get better, trying to figure out the social media thing. I don't know. Do I just need to be posting more just random stuff on Instagram? Because part of me is fearful of posting like say I did start posting 3-4 times a day. I feel like that almost would be too much for the people that already follow me, because you're gonna be like, God, this kid posted again. He posted again. Because then maybe you're gonna lose followers. So that's something I think about if I post it too much. But I'm not really sure because I'm watching. There's people I've been watching that are just like that I know that started off smaller than me and that are bigger than me. So I'm like, what are they doing? Maybe they're just more interesting, or maybe they're just meant to do this and I'm not, or whatever. But I feel like that's a victim mindset to be like, oh, well, they're just. So there's something that I could be doing better for sure. I'm not totally sure on it, but I don't know if that's increasing my frequency or changing the style of the video, or of the reel, or just making multiple different styles of reels. It's probably a good route to go down, to make just different styles of them. So I'm not really sure, but hopefully we'll figure something out. Hopefully our time will come. I always think at the beginning of this social media journey, one of the things I always think about, Joe Rogan talks about like him getting popular was always like a slow drip. It was never like an overnight blow up thing. And from the beginning of me doing this, that's always what I thought how I would be, like how I would find quote unquote success. It wouldn't be like I just posted this video and then the next day it just blew up. I've had videos that have done well, but I've never had a video where you get like that just does that. I've never had that video. Everyone's always like, man, you just never know the next one you post. Shut up. I don't like that. It's annoying because every time it doesn't happen, it's like a kick in the balls. At least it was when I first started posting. I was like, maybe this is the one. And then it never was the one. It still has never been the one. But it was always like a kick in the nuts. I was like, God damn, when is this ever going to happen? I don't think it's going to happen that way. I think it's just a slow drip. And it's been a very, very, very slow drip to where I'm almost at 5,000 followers on Instagram. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't post good content to go viral or something, or I just don't post good content to, like, I have almost 1,500 posts on Instagram, and I have 4,800 followers, whereas there's people with like 10 posts that have like 1 million followers. I'm like, what do you? Obviously, those are different. Like sometimes you gain popularity because you already have like you're a famous singer or something. You know what I mean? So you're not chasing like followers. It's just something that happens as a result of what you're doing. And that's kind of what I think now is like, I just hopefully would gain popularity as a result of what I'm doing. That being chasing the athletics, chasing Kona. I guess what comes immediately after Kona, I'm not sure. But chasing whatever comes next after that, whether it is like just the marathon, or it's more like I want to go to Kona again and try to win my age group, like try to really show out there, whatever. But just chasing the athletics, chasing the daily doodle, trying to build my mind, and that's something I've been doing. I've been bad at actually, like the last like month or two, couple months probably, of not really building my mind in the way that I have been in the past. Your mind too, like a muscle, you have to work it. So have to be like I used to just listen to shit all the time, and that's how I learned a lot. And I kind of stopped doing that a little bit. I think there's a few reasons for that. Some of them I don't really want to say because if certain people watch this video or something. But yeah, so that's something I'm not necessarily proud of. But yeah, but just continue to chase those things and document the journey along the way, because one of these days we're gonna be quote unquote successful. One of these days we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're all gonna make it. We're just gonna keep trying hard. We're gonna keep fucking showing up. Keep getting up when we get knocked down. Doesn't matter what happens. And we had a little win with the half marathon post those 2 races. So it was like a little win of like, fuck you. I'm gonna keep showing up. Even though it wasn't like, yeah, no, it was a win. It was good. It was good. And this weekend, it's gonna be another good one. We're gonna kick some ass, and we're gonna keep fucking showing up, and we're gonna become undeniable. I think about, yeah, we're just gonna become undeniable. We're gonna keep showing up, and we're gonna keep doing the fucking thing. So, if you watched this far, thanks for watching this far, and have a great day and get better today. I'll see you on the next one.